What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to some more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news and information. Now, normally I don't really think I would have covered like a Pokemon video if it was just for one Pokemon, unless it was like something I thought would be important. Greavard was a whole different story, so I don't want to hear it. But in this case, it's very, I would say, something to talk about more, because so we have a new Pokemon to talk about who goes by the name of Gimmighoul. Now, the reason that this is so important is, I believe yesterday, right after Dratini Community Day in Pokemon Go, they started a thing where Pokestops turn gold, and when you spin the Pokestops, there's a chance that they'll give you a gold coin of some sort. After doing that, there's a little Pokemon that follows you around throughout the map. You cannot catch him. You can't really do anything with him. He's kind of just like a buddy that walks with you, who is Gimmighoul. And this morning at 7 o'clock, we actually got some new information. So let's check out Gimmighoul. Do you know, I've already seen this stuff too, but I'm just kind of going over it for you guys. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on everything here. But as we can see, there's a little treasure chest, and when the chest opens, it's a little Gimmighoul. Ghost type in its chest form. So he's a cute little guy. I think it's unique that he attacks from like an item like that. But here we can also see that there's Gimmighouls outside of the chests, which are known as their roaming form. Now, there is another video here on YouTube with Professor Jacques from the Paldea region and Professor Willow. I don't remember what his name is, but the professor in the Pokemon Go game, they actually interact and talk about this stuff, because apparently Gimmighoul chest form is the Pokemon that's like the more known obtainable Pokemon in the game, but the roaming form is a Pokemon that runs away from people, and so like it's not as easy to catch. And meanwhile, in Pokemon Go, you can't catch it, but it's there walking around with you. And I did forget to mention too, the gold coins that you can find, you can have up to a maximum of 100. Now, I don't know if that specifically does or mean anything as far as that goes, but I do have the Pokemon website already opened up because, of course I do. So we have Gimmighoul in its chest form, introducing a newly discovered Pokemon, Gimmighoul chest form. The coin chest Pokemon, a ghost type, which surprised me a little bit. I thought it was going to be like normal steel, or just like pure steel type or something. But it has the ability Rattle, which isn't anything fancy. But it hides inside a treasure chest and moves slowly. These Gimmighoul hide inside sturdy treasure chests. While this provides them with a solid defense, the treasure chest's weight causes Gimmighoul to move slowly, making travel difficult. It is not uncommon for chest form Gimmighoul to be mistaken for an antique and taken home or sold to an antique store. And Gimmighoul controls people and Pokemon, making them collect coins. When Gimmighoul senses a person or Pokemon draw near, it ambushes them. It then uses ghost energy to control its target, forcing them to collect coins. Because it often hides in warehouses, shop corners, and other places people in Pokemon don't frequent, it tends to keep persistent control of those it does manage to encounter. And now we have our roaming form. It seems that Gimmighoul has a second form called roaming form Gimmighoul. This kind of Gimmighoul doesn't hide in a treasure chest. It's small, carries a single coin on its back, and can be found hiding all over Paldea. However, since they run away as soon as the person approaches, it seems not a single trainer in Paldea has ever managed to catch one. I mentioned this part specifically because I'm pretty sure this is where the Pokemon Go thing comes into play. So it seems like I said, chest form is going to be the only form that you can catch in the game, in Scarlet and Violet. Whereas I'm pretty sure that roaming form is going to be the only one you can catch in Pokemon Go through specific ordeals or whatever. Now, I don't think specifically like Meltan where you have the mystery box, but I think you're gonna have to keep collecting these coins, and when you get the max of 100 or something, I think you'll be able to catch one, and then transfer it to Scarlet and Violet. But the thing down here, surprisingly, roaming form Gimmighoul have been spotted in the world of Pokemon Go as well. It appears that Mr. Jacques, an expert on the biology of Pokemon in the Paldea region, and Professor Willow, I was correct, who has been carrying out research alongside trainers in the world of Pokemon Go, have joined forces to devise a way to catch them. Please wait for future announcements to hear all about their research results. So I think after a while, sometime either after the game comes out, or maybe a little bit before, because we have less than like 2 weeks. But I'm pretty sure they'll have some sort of information about that, which actually comes to the next topic. So if we go here to news, specifically this guy here, it has been confirmed that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, slated for release on Friday, November 18th, 2022, will link with Pokemon Go. Linking these games will allow you to get roaming form Gimmighoul in Pokemon Go. That's exactly what I said. So it's going to be exactly like Meltan and Melmetal with Sword and Shield, but you're going to have to catch roaming form Gimmighoul only in Pokemon Go and transfer it. This feature is slated for 2023, so please wait for future announcements to learn more. Note, you cannot send Pokemon from Pokemon Go directly to Pokemon Scarlet or Violet. Support for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is expected to be added to the Pokemon Home after the game's release. So obviously if we catch roaming form Gimmighoul in Pokemon Go, transfer it to Pokemon Home, then transfer it to Scarlet and Violet, etc., etc. But I think it's interesting, I guess, that they're doing stuff like that again. I mean, it makes Pokemon Go more like convenient to use, I suppose. And I do have I'll show examples of like the golden Pokestops and the coins that you'll find in Pokemon Go. I'll have them just randomly on screen over that way. You know what I mean. But that's pretty much going to cover it. The only thing I'm questioning is if this thing evolves. Now, I'm going to assume it doesn't evolve because it has 2 forms. Or, hear me out, or maybe chest form doesn't evolve. Maybe chest form is its own entire thing, but roaming form can. Since it's by itself out of the chest, holding coins, maybe there's going to be like a specific requirement, sort of like in Pokemon Go with Meltan and Melmetal, where you need like 400 Gimmighoul candies or something, and evolves into something crazy. But that's up in the air. Unknown. But that's pretty much it, to be honest. I mean, I just really want to talk about it because I think he looks cool. Definitely an interesting Pokemon for sure, and I do appreciate that they're actually like making Scarlet and Violet interact with Pokemon Go, whereas like Sword and Shield sort of did that, but it was very like random, you know what I mean? It wasn't like Professor Magnolia was like, hey look, there's this cool new Pokemon called Melmetal and Meltan, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think he definitely looks interesting for sure. Cute little guy in a chest. And PSA to the lobby to y'all. Apparently, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has been released for certain people in the world, so there are going to be a ton of spoilers. So if you're not interested in those type of spoilers where they're not officially shown by the Pokemon Company or stuff like that, try to stay off Twitter, try and stay off Instagram, etc., etc. Obviously, not everyone's going to be able to avoid it. I'm certainly not, but I'm not going to make videos on that because I'm not that guy. But without further ado, I will link everything in the description down below if you guys want to check it for yourself in full screen. But of course, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like what you saw today, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure to tell your friends and family about me, and you already know, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.